Hey everyone, in this video we're going to continue working on our laser engraving your pencil, the intro to Illustrator. So it should be the 7.0 or something very similar when we're going through and doing this. So what we've done before is we've already got in here, we've downloaded our pencil template. Reminder, the tutorial videos are in the assignment right here, and there's also step-by-step directions underneath that I've been adding. At the final part is later today, possibly even getting there, turning it in via my Dropbox. One reminder here is make sure we're always saving our document onto our desktop, or I'm sorry, into our files, wherever we can save it, and then also into our Adobe, or sorry, not Adobe, our Google Drive. Now, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we're in our pencil laser, and then I think we put initials at the end. RL was mine. Just a reminder that I think also worked on in our last video doing a zoom in and zoom out. That was the Alt key with the scroll wheel. And wherever we have our cursor when we zoom in, so if I want to be up here in the upper right hand corner, wherever I zoom in there, it will zoom in too. Back out, if we get backed out too far, we might not be able to see our artboard, which is that little white space. This is basically your desktop. You can design out here, you can make things out here, but when you go to save it later on and share it, I will only get the space in the middle. All right, this little white space. And this little white space of the ink is just over 5/16 of an inch and 2 inches long, just to give you some relativity or perspective. All right, so we want to go into also just make sure that we have our control line turned on up here. And if we go up here to our switch workspace, we should be in Essentials Classic, which should give you this little bar underneath our menu bar. Okay? Now, we want to be in the Type tool to start off. And the thing that we're going to do is we're going to come over here and click, and we can be on our white space or just off. And at first it says lorem ipsum, which I think is just some kind of, I don't know, generic Latin. Don't know if it actually means anything. And we want to type in just our name. So I'm just going to go layman. All right. And then you guys want to have some kind of slogan afterwards. And it doesn't need to have a, I guess, punctuation in there. But if you have some separation, that way you could use some kind of punctuation, whether it be a colon or a hyphen or whatever it may be. And I'm just going to go Tech Rocks to make it pretty simple right now. But you could do your name, you had to do your name, and then also some kind of short message. And it could be just like simply first hour if you wanted to, or whatever hour you're in. The next thing I want to do is I want to come over here to my selection tool. And my selection tool allows me to do a few things. First of all, if I click on the actual substance that I just made, I should be able to move it around by clicking and dragging. All right? And you should see little pink lines snapping every once in a while that are your little alignment lines. We want to put this in between our space, as far as in between our little blue lines we have right here. What we're looking at is our pencil from the top if it's a hexagon pencil. This is that little flat space. You should be able to actually laser engrave the whole white space here, but if you want to stay on top of that little flat plane, you want to be in between your little blue lines. Now, you can adjust your sizes by clicking and dragging, all right, just like so. And if you click and drag with the Shift key held down, it also holds proportion as far as your length and your width get bigger and smaller at the same time. But we want to get it set up where we want it, as far as the size we want it, and I would say use your space because you have your space available. And then the last part is that we want to do here after we get our stuff put down is we want to make sure we select it, and then make sure we have our line fill color, or our shape fill color set to black. And then our stroke color, if we want it on, set to black also. All right? And you'll notice that if you turn your stroke on, it does beef it up a little bit. So I'm going to turn mine back off because I don't want mine running together. All right? If you just wanted to go bubble letters, you could simply come in here and select this and turn it off with the none. It looks invisible right now, but once you go to your stroke again, you can select black there. This is a little thicker stroke than I think I would try. I would change my stroke weight to 0.25 points. I'm not sure that we won't have any overbleed when we laser engrave, but we're going to find that out in this assignment. All right. Now, once again, important stuff when we get here, we want to make sure that we save. So once we get our stuff all done, we want to make sure we do a file save. All right. And then also, if it's all done, we also want to make sure we do a file save as, and make sure we stick this thing onto our Google Drive. And once again, if you can find your Google Drive right there, it's as easy as doing that. I hope it is. All right. So your Google Drive, your shared drive, and then wherever you have your folder. All right. And I think I had mine underneath 7th grade. Oh, I'm just going to put it there anyways. Save. Hit OK. All right, thanks for watching. I hope this leads you through that part. The next part is getting into my Dropbox.